Hello everyone and welcome to this video on the Python programming language. So in this video I will show you how to calculate and plot the Fibonacci retracement levels using Python. Now I am currently on Google's website. It's called colab.research.google.com and I'm on it because it makes it really easy to start programming in Python. So all you have to do is go to this website and log in using your Google account and get started writing your Python code. So to get started writing this code, you're going to want to click on File and click on New Notebook, where a new tab will open up for you, and then eventually a new cell will open up for you. And in this cell is where we will start writing the logic for our code. But before writing any code, let's talk about the Fibonacci retracement levels. Now, according to Investopedia, Fibonacci retracement levels are horizontal lines that indicate where support and resistance are likely to occur. These levels are derived from the Fibonacci sequence, which is named after the Italian mathematician who popularized it in Western European mathematics, although it was not created by him. The sequence never ends, and it starts with either a 0 and a 1 or a 1 and a 1, depending on if you're using the modern version or not. And then the following numbers in the sequence are the sum of the previous two. So for example, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 2 would be the next number in the sequence. And then 1 plus 2 equals 3. So 3 would be the next number in the sequence. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So 5 will be the next number in the sequence, so on and so forth, to get the Fibonacci sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. And then the rest of the numbers will be 8, 13, 21, so on and so forth. It's just going to keep going and keep adding. So the sequence has a unique property such that a ratio called the golden ratio can be derived from it, and the golden ratio is a special number that describes many predictable patterns in the universe, like the geometry of the human body, the spirals on sunflowers and snail shells, and the spirals in the galaxy. This ratio can even be found in the microscopic world, like in DNA, and some financial experts believe that the stock market follows a similar, seemingly natural pattern, hence the creation of the Fibonacci retracement levels. All right, so now with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is put a comment here, a description about the program, so that way I can just read the description, look back on it, and then know what the program is supposed to do or what the program is about. So this program calculates and plots the Fibonacci retracement levels. All right. Next, I'm going to create a new cell by clicking this code button in the top left. And in this cell, I'm going to import the libraries that I plan on using throughout the program. So I'm going to import NumPy as NP. I'm going to import pandas as PD. And I'm going to import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT, and I'm going to give the plot a style. So it's going to type plt.style.use, and I'm going to use the 538 style, and then I'm going to run this cell by clicking this button here to the left. And once this is done, if everything is okay, we're going to get a nice little check mark up here, so everything looks good. Let's go ahead and create a new cell. And in this cell, I want to load the data. So in order to do that, I'm going to use Google's library. So from google.colab, I'm going to import files, and then I'm just going to type files.upload, and then let's go ahead and run this cell by clicking this button here to the left and click on choose files, and then I'm going to upload that file there. So click open, and now we have our file called smp500.csv uploaded to Google Colab. So next, let's go ahead and create a new cell. And now in this cell, I want to store the data. So I'm going to create a variable called df, and I'm going to set it equal to pd.read_csv. And then I'm going to input the name of the file there. So I'm just going to come up here, highlight it using Control C and copy it. And then come down here and paste it using Control V. Okay, and then again, I want to show the data. So I'm just going to type df here, and then I'm going to run this cell. And now we can see the data set here. So you can see that the data set contains the column date, the column high, the column low, open, close, volume, and ADJ close, adjusted close. Okay, so the data set contains 118 rows of data and 7 columns, and it starts on 3/2/2020 and ends on 8/17/2020. All right. So I see that the indices are all integer values. I want those to be the date. So let's go ahead and set the date as the index. So here I'm going to put in some comments, set the date as the index. So just type df and set it equal to df.set_index, and then we're going to put in, let me just bring this down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put in PD dot date time index, and then inside there we're going to just type df date dot values, and then let's go ahead and run this again, and now we can see that the indices have changed to be the date. So let's create a new cell, and now in this cell I want to plot the close price on a chart. So just type pt dot figure. I like to give the figure a figure size, so let me bring that down a little bit here. So I'm going to set figure size or fig size equal to 12.2 by 4.5, and then I'm going to tell it to plot the close price, so that's df dot close, and then I'm going to give it a color. I'm going to make the color blue just so it can stand out a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to give the plot a title, so I'm going to type pt dot title, and I'm going to call it S&P 500 close price. All right, and then I'm going to give the x-axis a label, so type pt dot x label, and I will call it date. So the x-axis contains the date, and then I want to give the y-axis a label, so I'm going to type pt dot y label, and it will contain the price in USD, United States dollars. So that's what I'm going to put here. And then I want to show the plot. So I'm going to put pt dot show. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. And now we got this nice chart here. So we can see the S&P 500 close price. All right, so that looks really, really good for that time period. Let's go ahead and create a new cell. And now in this cell will be where we will calculate the Fibonacci retracement level prices. Okay, and I'm going to do this with a non-Fibonacci level of non-Fibonacci level or ratio of 0.5 or 50%. Okay, so the 0.5 level isn't a Fibonacci retracement level or a ratio, but it is used in the calculation sometimes, and it is considered important for some traders. So in order to make these Fibonacci retracement level price calculations, I will need to use the Fibonacci ratios, and those ratios are, and I put that here, the Fibonacci ratios are 0.236, 0.382, 0.618, I believe. All right. So those are the three Fibonacci ratios. And I say the three, there are more Fibonacci ratios. All right. But these are the ones that we're going to use here. And now you may be thinking, or you may have noticed that those ratios are not Fibonacci numbers, which is true. However, these numbers were calculated by taking the ratio of the numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. So for example, to get approximately 0.618, just take any number in the Fibonacci sequence and divide it by the next number. So for example, let's say I'm going to put example here, and then I may get rid of this later. But let's say we have our Fibonacci sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and then 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, and 144. So if I were to take the 89 here and divide it by 144, I'm just going to put a little arrow here. So take 89 divided by 104, it will approximately equal 0.618. Now note that the bigger the numbers you choose further down the sequence, the closer you get to the number 0.618. Okay, so now you may be saying, okay, so that's how we got one ratio. How do we get these other two ratios, right? Well, to get, and I'll put this in comments here as well. So to get, let's say 0.382, you need to take any number in the Fibonacci sequence and divide it by the next number in the sequence. Okay, and the same applies for this, that if you choose a higher number in the sequence, the closer you will get to that 0.382 number. So let's take, for example, let's take 34 from our Fibonacci sequence, so there. And now the next number is 89. So we're going to just take 34, we're going to divide it by 89, and it's going to be approximately 0.382. And again, you're going to want to choose numbers that are much higher than these numbers that I'm using here to get closer and closer to that 0.382 value. And then to calculate that 0.2336 value, you would basically continue following the same pattern where you choose the next number in the sequence. Okay, and you're still dividing these Fibonacci numbers. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove all of those comments. And let's start with our calculations. So the first thing that I need to know is the maximum and minimum close price for the time period. So here I'm just going to first get the maximum and minimum close price for the time period. All right, so I'm going to create a variable called maximum underscore price, and I'm going to set this equal to df close. All right, and then I'm going to type dot max. So now that will give me the maximum close price in this data set. And I'm going to create a variable called minimum underscore price, and I'm going to set that equal to df close dot min, and that will give me the minimum price in this data set. Okay, next I need to calculate the difference between the two. So I'm going to create a variable called difference, and I'm going to set it equal to maximum price minus the minimum price, and that will give me the difference. All right, now I can calculate my levels. So the first level will be equal to the maximum price minus the difference times our ratio times 0.236. Okay, and then I'm going to have a second level, and it's going to be equal to maximum price minus difference times 0.382. Okay, and then I'm going to have a third level. I'm going to set it equal to maximum price minus the difference times 0.5. Now remember that this is not a Fibonacci ratio, right? Okay, and then I'm going to have a fourth level, and I'm going to set it equal to maximum underscore price minus difference times 0.618, and that should do it. Let's go ahead and run this. All right, let's create a new cell, and now I want to print the price at each level. So I'm just going to make a print statement here, and I'm going to put level percentage and maybe a tab. All right, and maybe not. Maybe I don't really. I guess I keep the tab, and then I put price here, and we're going to put a little $sign. Okay, so let's go ahead and print at the 0.0% level. I need to put these in the single quotes. All right, and I want to tab it over, so I'm going to use \T, and this will be the maximum price. All right, at the 0% level. All right, next I'm going to print the 23.6% level, right? All I'm doing is just taking that ratio, multiplying it by 100. All right, let's tab it over. So we're going to do \t, and this will be the first level. Then I want to print the 38.2% level. And let's tab it over. Okay. And this will be the second level. And then the third level will be our 50% level. So that's our third level. And then I want to print the 61.8% level. So that's \t. That's the fourth underscore level. And then I want to print the 100% level. That's the minimum price. Okay, so I think that looks good. Let's go ahead and run this. All right, so not too bad. I can probably get rid of this tab here and just space over some. Let's run this again. Yeah, so I'm going to back it up one more. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. We have our level percentage here on the left, and then we have our price on the right. And I'm going to back it up one more time. All right, there we go. So there we go. We have our levels. Now, what we're going to do with this information, we're going to create a new tab, and we're going to plot the Fibonacci levels along, or the Fibonacci level prices along with the close price. So I'm going to create a variable called new underscore df, and I'm going to set this equal to df, and then I'm going to type plt.figure, and I'm going to give the figure a figure size. So this will be 12.33 by 4.5, and I'm going to go ahead and give this plot a title. So type plt.title, and this will be Fibonacci Retracement plot. Okay, and then I'm going to plot the close price. So plt.plot, and I'm just going to put new underscore df dot index, and then new underscore df close. All right, next I'm going to draw those lines, or draw those levels. So I'm just going to type plt.xh line, and I'm going to input the maximum price, and I'm going to give this a line style. So it's going to have those dashes, and then I'm going to set the alpha equal to 0.5, and I'm going to make this color red. And then I need to do this for all of the other levels, right? So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels. So I think I need to do this 5 more times. I'm just going to highlight it and copy it using Control C, and then paste it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times. All right, and we're going to change a few things. So this will be the first level. This will be the second level. This will be the third level. And then this will be the fourth level. And this will be the minimum price. Okay, that looks really good. Now I want to make this look like a rainbow, so I'm going to change the color here to make it look more like a rainbow. So red, then I'll choose orange, and then yellow, and here I'll choose green, and then blue and purple. All right, so hopefully everything is correct. Next, let's give the x-axis a label. So I'm just going to type pt.x label, and it will be the date. The y-axis will get a label, so pt.y label. It will be the price, and then pt.show, and let's run it. All right, so it looks like I messed up somewhere. Let's see. Right here is telling me I have an error. So let's see where that error is. plt.xh line, maximum price, and then our line style is equal to that. Alpha alpha looks okay. Let's see what the alpha does not look okay. It's alpha. It needs to be alpha with an L. So that's where I'm messing up there. So let's go ahead and add L here. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this now. And now the chart looks pretty good. Okay, so now we can see our levels, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Okay, so the area between the minimum and maximum price is where you want to watch for potential technical support or resistance levels. So, for example, at the 50% retracement level, or at the price of about 2,809 USD, you can see some support here. Okay, and then at this level here, the 2000 look like about 2,944 support area. I'm sorry, retracement area or retracement level. You can see resistance, right? So we can see support here at this level, the green level, and then we can see resistance at this yellow level. Okay, and then we can see support again at that green level. All right, and then of course then it just took off once it passed that yellow retracement level. Okay, so it's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new cell, and we're going to basically create another plot of the Fibonacci levels along with the close price, but this time with the levels filled. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna kind of come up here. It's gonna be very it's gonna be very similar to what I just created. So I'm just gonna come up here. I'm gonna kind of highlight all of this, and I'm gonna copy it using Control C, and then come down here. I'm going to paste it using Control V, and then I'm going to change a few things. So one thing, I'm going to create a variable called x and set it equal to figure dot add underscore subplot 111. I think it looks good. Or we can also, I believe, just put 111. It should be the same. But I'm just going to do that. Do it like that there. Okay. And I still want to plot the close price, and this time I think I'm gonna change the color for it. So I'm gonna make the color black. Okay, and we still want to draw those lines, which is really good, but now we're going to fill in those lines. So I'm just gonna type x dot fill underscore between, or I'm sorry, we're gonna fill between those lines, right? Not fill in, we're gonna fill between them. So I'm gonna do fill between, and then new underscore df dot index, and then I want that maximum price to that first level, and then I want the color to be red. Okay. And now I'm just going to highlight this and copy using Control C. I'm going to basically do the same thing for the rest of them and paste that. Okay. And then of course I'm going to change a few things on it. Okay. So here I want this to be the first level. And I want this to be the second level. And then I want the color to be orange. And that should do it. I want this one here to be the second level. And then the third level will go here. And the color will be yellow. All right, and next we're going to have the third level here. And then the fourth level there. And then I want the fourth level here. And then I want the minimum price, minimum underscore price. And that should actually do it, right? So purple, I don't really want to fill anything under the purple. So I'm just going to get rid of this line here. All right, and that should do it. Let's go ahead and run it. And it looks like I have some errors. So let's go back up here. So I put x equals fig dot add, and you know what? I didn't create fig, so fig will be equal to our plot dot figure. So that's our plot figure. So let's go ahead and run this now. Okay, so I still need to change a few more colors, right? So I need to change this here to blue. I need to change this here to green. And now let's run this one more time. Okay, so there we go. Now we have our Fibonacci retracement plot. And you can use either one. These are just two different ways to look at basically the same thing, the same information, whichever you prefer. So in conclusion, Fibonacci retracement levels are used by many financial experts. Therefore, you should at least know about their existence, whether or not you decide to trade using them. And Fibonacci retracement has its drawbacks, just like other trading tools. So it is probably best used with other indicators. And if you want to start an investment portfolio of your own to try different trading strategies, then sign up with Webull using the link below and get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 when you deposit $100 or more. Well, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Thank you to the supporters supporting this channel on patreon.com, and a special thanks to Michael. If you would like to be a supporter on patreon.com, I will leave a link in the description below. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic day. See you in the next video.